Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The topic of discussion for today's lecture is about MCQs of the birds or class Aves. Let's move to the first question. All of the following are adaptations of flight in birds except birds have various adaptations for flight, but bone marrow is not their adaptation, except bone marrow have been reduced, and endothermy, absence of teeth, as well as keel for flight muscle, no fat deposition, extra fat deposition is reduced, small and single organs, thin hollow bones, aerofoil shaped wings, strong chest muscles, as well as their forelimbs modification into the wings or all the adaptations for flight. But bone marrow is not an adaptation, it has been reduced although. Birds have descended from the ancient bird-like reptiles known as archosaurs, and archosaurs, they are known as ancestors of all bird forms as well as some types of reptiles. Archaeopteryx, they lived during the Jurassic period, and they are considered as direct ancestors of the birds as well. An ancient bird discovered in China. Now, there are various forms of fossils which are related or linked with birds, but the fossil which was discovered in China is Sonorinus. The first one below is shown over here, and second one Archaeopteryx, third Ichthyornis, and last one Sonorinus. It was discovered in China, so right option is Delta. Total number of living species of birds according to the Miller and Harley Zoology 5th edition is 9100, but the latest study says it is 18,000. So according to the Miller and Harley Zoology, the answer will be Charlie, but exact bird species are now mentioned as 18,000, which is almost double than the previous facts and figures. Functions of feathers include all of the following in birds except endothermy and courtship, yes it is. Steering and flight, incubation and waterproofing are all the functions of birds for flight. So the exception can be excluded over here, that birds have all of the following functions which are obtained by the presence of wings. So right option is Delta over here, and we are excluding the word except from this statement. Number 7, largest order of the birds is order Strigiformes or Passeriformes or Apodoformes. Apodoformes, they are hummingbirds and swifts. Strigiformes, they are owls. And the largest bird is order Passeriformes, having sparrows. Columbiformes, they are the pigeons. And right option in these four options, out of these four options will be Charlie. Order Passeriformes is considered to have largest number of species among all bird orders. And pigeon and doves, they belong to, as we have discussed in the previous slide as well, they belong to order Columbiformes. And Galliformes, it contains peacock and other birds. Order Inseriformes, it consists of ducks. And order Cepheniformes include penguins. So right option in this case is alpha. Feather of birds, they are epidermal evaginations actually. That is, they are derived from the epidermal portion, but they're having certain blood vessels penetration in the dermis as well. One of the following are insulating feathers. Insulating feathers are the down feathers, and other types of feather include counter feathers, flip-plume feathers, and barbless feathers. As you can see over here in this diagram, the diagram alpha is showing anatomy of contour feather, and beta, they are the down feathers, which are considered as endothermal structures, while flip-plume feathers are shown in the last diagram, delta. But in this case, right option is alpha, down feathers. Hunting behavior in birds apparently helps in killing presence of mites in their wings or feathers. So right option is beta. Blue feathers appear due to the presence of non-pigmented barb layer instead of special pigments. It is due to non-pigmented layer of barb which give blue color to the bird wings or feathers. After hatching, a chick is covered by what type of feathers? It includes down feathers as well as shown in the diagram B, that young birds are covered by this type of feathers. Birds which cannot fly in molt period include ducks, gulls, as well as rails. So these birds are unable to fly in their molt period specifically. So right option is delta. Number 15, members of the order Apodiformes include, as we have discussed in the previous slide as well, they include hummingbirds, which are the Apodiformes members. Which of the following is common skeletal feature among birds and reptiles? They have occipital condyle, which is a common feature among reptile, birds, as well as mammals. But mammals are having two occipital condyles, and birds and reptiles they're having only one occipital condyle, as shown in the picture, as well as the comparative chart. Figure of posterior tail vertebrae in birds form pygostyle as shown in the skeletal picture. As you can see over here, pygostyle is the feature which is formed by the posterior tail vertebrae fusion. Synsacrum is found on the anterior side sacral vertebrae. Furcula is their wishbone or keel modified, and uncinate processes are also found in the birds. Certain ribs, as you can see over here, okay, above the ribs. So right option in this question is beta. Number 18. Domestic fowl have been selectively bred for massive amounts of muscle, white meat. As compared to the flying birds, it contains lesser number of mitochondria as well as lesser number of blood vessels. So right option is delta. Number 19. The upper surface of the wing is slightly convex and the lower surface is slightly flat or concave to make the aerofoil surface or efficient flight. A group of small feathers in birds, bones of the medial digit support is alula, and it helps in the airfoil surface as well. So right option over here is delta. Ostrich is the largest noun bird, but the birds having largest wingspan, they are albatrosses. The marine water birds, right option is alpha. Spreading their wings with the longest on record, the wandering albatross has the largest noun wingspan of any living bird, and it is nearly 12 feet. So right option is alpha. In birds, a diverticulum of esophagus used for storage is the crop. As you can see over here, the esophagus is forming a diverticulum projection which is used for the storage of food, and it is known as crop. Scraps is a term used for young pigeons. So right option is Charlie. That young pigeons are also known as scraps. Which of the following bird forms pellets of bone, fur, and feathers, which are ejected through mouth, and they are the subject for the research on owl. So owl, they're forming such petals which consist of bone, fur, as well as feathers of their prey, which have been ingested by them. Robins feed largely on worms and other invertebrates when these foods are available in the winter. However, robins mainly feed on berries, which are abundantly found. As you can see, some of the robins feeding on berries available. So right option is beta. Heartbeat rate of a hummingbird in stress have been noted as almost 1000 beats per minute. So right option in this question is beta. Number 27, which of the following is system most developed and complex in birds? It is obviously respiratory system which covers most of the body cavity or body area, and it is even more efficient than the highest cerebral capacities having group than mammalian group. So right option is Charlie. Birds vocalization, they are due to the syrinx as well as muscles of bronchi, and they are also produced due to certain characteristics of their tracheal pipe. So right option in this case is delta. Which of the following are most exposed parts of a bird for heat loss? They are face and tarsals. Otherwise, most of the body is covered by feathers, but the face, certain parts on the face, and their tarsi, they are less covered as compared to other body parts. Number 30, the corpus luteum in birds have all of the following functions except one, and that function is heart rate regulation, which is regulated by medulla. But corpus luteum, it controls visual learning, feeding, courtship, as well as nesting behavior in birds. Number 31, most vertebrates have only one focal point per eye, but some birds may have two. Such fovea in the center of eyes is for what type of vision? It is for monocular vision. As you can see in this diagram, monocular vision is the vision by a single eye only, and binocular vision, which has been shown in the dark blue color over here. Number 32, which of the following sense is least developed in birds generally? It is olfaction. Birds have well developed vision, audition, or touch senses, but the sense of olfaction is poorly developed. Number 33, the sensitivity of the avian ear is similar to the ear of human. An excretory product of birds is uric acid, and it is stored temporarily in their cloaca before release, because cloaca is a common opening for their excretory, digestive, and reproductive waste. Birds usually lack intromittent organ or penis for sperm transfer, but the exceptions are waterfowl and ostriches, which may have some sort of male reproductive organ for the sperm transfer. Otherwise, sperm transfer in case of birds is with the help of cloacal push only. Which of the following is mating ritual used by the woodpeckers? Woodpeckers' mating ritual is common, that is drumming on the trees during mating season. So right option is alpha. Number 37, most of the birds, they're thought to be monogamous, but in actual, many birds, they show polygynous or polygamous behavior as well. Or leg display is common among prairie chickens, where male, they show or they display themselves in front of a large number of females, and females choose to the mating. Penguin single egg is incubated in their webbed feet, because in the snow it is not possible to incubate the egg in other areas or other portions. So right option is delta. Most of the bird migrations, they are based on annual activities, and migratory birds usually they migrate annually from one area to the other area. What percentage of body is in the form of stored fats in long distance migratory birds? It's almost 50%. That long migratory birds, they have to utilize lesser weight energy contents, and it is in the form of fats. What kind of navigation is used by birds? Birds may use location-based as well as route-based navigation. So right option is delta. That was all about birds, and next discussion will be about mammals, inshallah. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.